that talk about change are not just directed to the non-Muslims, but they're directed to us. And again, these lessons to be learned, who's reading the Quran? It's us, the believers. So Allah is telling us of those who are not listening, those who are not taking heed, those who are not using their time, but abusing their time, so that we will utilize our time, so that we will take heed. And there's a verse in which Allah explicitly talks to the believers, and which has changed so many people, and which have made so many people become from wicked to righteous, from criminal to scholar, literally. The verse that you cannot help but have it touch your heart, that says, أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. So Allah says, talking to us, isn't it about time? Has not the time come for the hearts of those who believe to be affected by this reminder, to be affected by this reminder and that which has been revealed of the truth? So Allah is telling us, isn't it about time for us to be who we promised or who we should be? Isn't it about time for us to be constant in our prayers, to be truly fasting, to be truly given to taking care of the poor and the meek? Isn't it about time for us to really show America and show the world what Muslims are in a good sense? Allah is saying, isn't it about time? Has not the time come? So the time, of course, is now. And I just want to end, as time is quickly going, with one one hadith and one ayah. The hadith, and there are so many hadith that tell us to take care of our time. So we know that the Prophet ﷺ was given the gift of Jummah al-Kalam, that he could say a few words but be so precise and concise. And the Prophet ﷺ advice was extremely precious. And of the Prophet ﷺ advice was, he said, and again it's a hadith that you're all familiar with, observe 5 things before 5 others. Your life before your death, your good health before your illness, your leisure time before your busy time, your youth before your old age, and your days of wealth before your days of poverty. 3 of these 5 things the Prophet ﷺ tells us to take care of deal with time. And likewise, we see that we call the adhan exactly at 1:27 today, meaning that even the 5 pillars try to teach us respect for time. The prayer comes in at its time. The zakat is given at a time. Ramadan is coming at a certain period of time. We have this time. We're trained and disciplined to really respect time. So if we just make that effort and really reflect upon even the pillars of Islam, then this will help us protect ourselves from becoming like the many people who will become victims of time. As the Prophet ﷺ said, there are 2 lessons, 2 good things that most people or many people are not benefiting from: their good health and time. And we see it all around us. So many people not using their time wisely. Unfortunately, even Muslims. And we end by saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. Allah says that He swears by time. Amazing. The time of Asr, or the time of humanity, that indeed mankind is in loss. And we can see that. We turn on the news, CNN, Fox, whatever, you can choose your poison. Whichever one you watch, you see this loss. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears by time and say that mankind is in loss. Something that, of course, draws our attention, but then the good news happens. Except, this is the reality, this is the state of humanity, except for those who do 4 things with their time. They spend their time in faith, they spend their time doing good deeds, and they spend their time advising each other to the truth, and they spend their time advising each other to be patient. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from things